What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with another unboxing. Now, I had just unboxed the video of my winnings from this past weekend over at Origins Game Fair, but this time I'm going to unbox some of the buyables, well, all of the buyables that were there, which were some very cool ones. So let's just jump right into it. And I'm also going to talk about my experience at Origins, a little bit about the experience after Origins too. So first off, we have the Bifrost box set. Now, this is something that we had seen the previous year at Worlds, but we are finally getting our hands on it. And I am super excited because I've wanted all of these figures. I am a person who enjoys me some Asgardians. So especially a good Loki and especially a good, what's that, Odin. Now, I will say, I wish they would have kept Odin the same as they had him on the box. On the box, Odin has some mead. He has a cup of mead. I wish he would have kept that, but I understand them not trying to, I guess, show any kind of alcoholism. I get it, but I would have enjoyed that a lot. So first up, we got good old Heimdall. I mean, Heimdall's always gotten good sculpts in this game, and this sculpt does not disappoint. He's just standing there, nice and stoic, nothing crazy. I do like the addition of these rainbow bridge kind of bases, like the stands that they're standing on. This is pretty good. Like Heimdall tops out at 100 points, or he has 50 points. Has traded prob, but he can use it regardless of line of fire. And when he uses it, he may count range from any friendly character with a rainbow terrain marker. So that's the general consensus in this, is the rainbow terrain markers. Different people do it different ways. Heimdall can do it from a power action where you give him a power action and he generates a rainbow terrain marker in any unoccupied square on the game, which means he can use prob from anywhere on the map that he wants to. Very Heimdall-like. If you get up on him, he's going to hit you because he's got charge. He in close combat expert, he also has traded super strength. And when he uses any, when Heimdall uses any rainbow terrain marker to take a terrain action, modify his attack +1 and increase the damage by +1. So he already has close combat expert, but if he picks up a rainbow terrain, now he would end up being a 12 for 5. That, or 6, yes, because he has close combat expert. He would get +1 from that trait, and he would also get +1 just for using the terrain action, the terrain marker, because remember, if it says it doesn't have stats on it, it just gives you +1 on that damage. So that's pretty daggone good. I like that a lot. Next up, we have the Lord of Lies. We have Loki. Oh, come on now. Oh, that's nice. This is nice. This is a nice sculpt. This is very, very, very cool. It's Loki's face is very sneaky. Loki's been getting all of his, flowers in this past few years. He has willpower traded, and when he uses it and succeeds, you may generate a rainbow hindrance terrain marker. Of course, all of these characters get the destroyer armor that came out of the Smash and Destroy set. They get it for free. So if you want to make sure that you're generating those for free, or at least a 3 through 6 chance, you can throw that, as you can throw the destroyer armor, which he loves having destroyer armor on him. Yeah, and he sees through characters, but if you give him destroyer armor, he'll definitely see through just about everybody. And he has another trait: when he rolls a single d6, that could be for your willpower. After rolling, you may remove any number of friendly rainbow terrain markers that he occupies or is adjacent to. If you do, increase the result by +1 for each terrain marker removed this way. So you can be making some terrain markers, and you also can remove some as well. And that is pretty good for him, as a matter of fact. And he can make them off of willpower. He also has Outwit and Shape Change. When Loki uses it and succeeds after resolution, you may place a friendly character that shares a keyword with him into a square adjacent to him. So I am a lover of some evasion, and he makes you pay for attacking him. You could also give him the Dream Ruby from the Sandman, and yeah, and now you got something Now when he makes that those rainbow like markers, now he could have like just +1 potentially, which just makes people pay even more for trying to attack you. I do like that these cards are rainbow colored as well. We are toward the end of Pride Month. So many different things we celebrate in June, but Pride is definitely one of them. So this rainbow bridge map, or not map, pack is very cool. Next, we'll go to Loki's brother, Thor. Thor has also been getting a whole bunch of love. This is a very cool sculpt. It's very Thor-esque. It's just him just kind of standing there holding the hammer. But I do like this sculpt. I like, of all the Thor sculpts we just got, I just recently pulled the this Thor. So it's these Thors are very similar. It's just this one has lots of lightning, which is why it's a chase. And I mean, I like both of them pretty well. But you can just add lightning, which is what I'll probably end up doing. I'll probably add some lightning from an older click. There's some the very first, the very first Electro that they ever made had all this lightning, and I might take that lightning off of him and put it on this Thor. He is either 150 points or 100 points. Has willpower traded just like his brother. When he uses it and succeeds, after resolutions, you may place him into an unoccupied square within range with a friendly rainbow terrain marker. So again, within 6, he can just boop when he uses his willpower. So again, you can kind of set that up. If you put a rainbow terrain marker somewhere within 6 through Heimdall, and then all of a sudden he gets his willpower, now boop again. If he has Destroyer on him, then he can be a giant and do some stuff. Or you can just have Destroyer on him and have +1 defense and post-combat expert. He's got exploit weaknesses whole dial. So now he would be a 12-5 with hypersonic, 2 bolts. And when Thor is given a move action or hits, after resolutions, generate a rainbow hindering terrain marker. So when he hits, he gets to generate one. Remember, when it says generate, if it doesn't specify what the range is, you put it right adjacent to you. So I like that a lot. And then he has another trait that when Thor makes an attack, you may remove any number of friendly rainbow terrain markers that he occupies or is adjacent to. If you do, modify damage for each rainbow. Sweet Lord. Oh, he hit hard. He hit hard. And he's a warrior too, so you can put the +1 longsword on him for free, or you can just put Mjolnir on him for free. You can give him his hammer, or you can give him Stormbreaker, so that not only he gets the close combat expert, but now he's just knocking folk back. This Thor is really good. This is probably one of my favorite Thors, because even on his 100, he's got 2 stop clicks, and the stop clicks are stop and defend and invincible. And on those clicks, he's got a 19 defense. So if you want a cheap, well, expensive in Heroclix land, but 100 points will get you that all charge, and then end dial with hypersonic of 11-4. I like this Thor a lot. Like, I like this Thor a whole bunch. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Stay your butt outside. Do I got room over there for you? I don't have room just yet, but I'm gonna make some. My Thors are right over here. I really like just keeping. Thor's one of my favorite characters. Walt Simonson is one of my favorite artists that helped shape my artistic style when I was younger. Last but not least, we have the daddy. We have big old Odin. Now, I mean, this is just cool. Him sitting on the edge of the Rainbow Bridge, you know, just the kind of cloak flowing, the antlers going. Odin's been getting some really, the chase sculpt is really good. Knowing that we have 3 modern Odins in the game is ridiculous, and something I never thought that I would necessarily see. We have 3 modern Odins right now, and that's pretty cool. So Odin is the big boy, of course. He's 250 or 75 points. Again, you can put Destroyer on him for free, which would give him a 22 defense. He's got great keywords. You can't outwit him because he has cosmic energy. Thor was an Avenger, by the way. And Loki is a mystic, of course. But he has leadership and perplex traded. So if you put Destroyer on him, you really can just say, all right, well, I now have a 23 defense. Go ahead and hit it. And when Odin rolls a single d6 and the result is 5 or 6, after resolutions, you may generate a rainbow hindering terrain marker within range and line of fire. That's cool. When Odin is KO'd, you may choose another friendly character with the Asgardian keyword. This game, that character can use this trait. So I like when they do that, when they keep the traits going. What is her name? Genesis has the not Genesis. It is Genesis. I thought her name was something different, but Apocalypse's wife, when she has the mask on, she has that trait that when she is KO'd, you give it to someone else, and I love that. He sees through hindering. Thor moves through blocking, and Loki can see through characters. If I didn't mention it, Odin also has Empower and Enhancement. Friendly characters occupying any friendly rainbow terrain markers have Safeguard Outwit, which is amazing. Because, say someone like, where are we? This beauty right here also makes rainbow terrain markers for free. So, and at 50 points, you can play this good old unicorn. And if you are high rarity, you can't even attack that unicorn unless you start adjacent to it, which I love. So you could play this thing. They're both mystical too. You could play this Odin at top dial and just have him boop, 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 putting rainbow terrain markers around so the unicorn can eat them up and then get better. I like this Odin a lot. I wish there was a way. I wish his hand is up like this. I wish his hand was this way, because I would just take the old Volstagg that came from the Hammer of Thor set. He's holding that big cup of mead, and I would put it right in Odin's hand. But what I might do is I might still just chop his arm off and then maybe sculpt a little mug, so it matches the thing, or maybe just put his spear as well, like he's holding his spear. Who knows? But I don't like him just kind of sitting there with his hand up. That's kind of weird to me. So that is that. Next, we have Deceased, Hal Jordan. This was, we got Lantern Legacy coming out in another month or so, and I really was excited for this piece. And yeah, that looks nice. That looks real nice. That looks nice. Even though he's very stoic and he's just kind of standing there, I wish he wasn't. This is a nice piece with all the battle damage. We need more battle damage heroes. I'm looking forward to a battle damage Spider-Man sometime in the future, because Spider-Man and Wolverine, why have we not gotten a Wolverine that's battle damage? Like, that's just, we need a Wolverine that's battle damage. We need a Deadpool that's battle damage. We need all these characters. I would love to see a Captain America with like just some battle damage, some scrapes in the shield and everything like that. Iron Man that's kind of battle damage. I would like some battle damage type characters, and you can give them a shared trait or something like that they all kind of have. But this Hal Jordan, of course, he was from the Deceased line. I want more heroes, so and I actually want the villains from that set too, or from that storyline. The villains in that storyline were great. There's a storyline with Deathstroke and Grundy and some other people, and it's pretty good. Anyway, this Hal Jordan has Apocalypse, Green Lantern Corps, Justice League, Monster, and Soldier keyword. If you didn't know that, the green batteries, which is right there for me, green battery along with the other batteries are now going to be legal again. The rings from BTU Batman Team Up are legal again, so that's great. So he can get the ring for free, which means he gets plus on his willpower if he doesn't already have it, and he does not have willpower on his dial anywhere. So he will have willpower, or you can give him the broadsword for free, which give him +1 and give him access to blades from range. But he has the basic Deceased things. He has JLA and Green Lantern team ability, which gives him potentially +1 attack against certain characters. But later on in his dial, he's got Precision Strike and Quake. When he makes a close attack, he may do so as if he occupied an unoccupied square within range and line of fire. So he can just kind of essentially make a construct somewhere and just swipe somebody. If you've seen the trailer for the new Superman movie that comes out in a few weeks, you will see Guy Gardner kind of doing that with the ring. And he also has Barrier and Toughness. Opposing characters adjacent to a terrain marker generated by Hal Jordan must break away as if they were adjacent. So he does have Barrier on there. I'm never using that Barrier on there. Barrier is not a piece I want to use on, if it's not free, I'm not using it on a character that I'm putting on the field for fighting. He's 75 or 60, just like all the other deceased. I'm not a fan of this Hal Jordan. I'm just not, which is, yeah. I'm sad because I love Green Lanterns. Green Lanterns are my favorite DC property, and I just was not a fan of that at all. Next up, we have Deathlock, which was a piece that I wish would have just come out in the Spidey Beyond Amazing set, but this sculpt, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that sculpt. Wow. You could tell this is a convention exclusive because this would have been a super rare or a chase sculpt. Look at all the detail on this thing. Sweet Lord up above. That's great. This is a piece that we've seen already, but I'm just going to run through it real fast. He does have shield, Spider-Man, family, assassin, robot, and soldier keywords. All good keywords with the Spider-Man family team ability, which I always love because I love me some super senses. He has a trait that gives him a power action that gets to see through characters and shoot while adjacent. He's got 5 range, 2 bolts. Opposing characters can't use shape change for this action. Make a ranged attack with a single target. Until the next turn, the targeted character can't use or can't heal or use battle fury, plasticity, shape change, or super senses, including for this attack. Wow. And it doesn't say hit. It says make a ranged attack with a single target. Until the next turn, the targeted character can't. So unless you got Ghost Rider next to you, no battle fury, no plasticity, no shape change, or super senses, which is huge. Oh my gosh. If the targeted character has a Codex maximum Carnage or Symbiote keywords, modify Deathlock's attack and damage by +2. And on his first 2 clicks, he's got some sidestep and stealth, which is always good. Back end of his last 2 clicks, he's got regen and willpower regeneration as free, but only if Deathlock occupies your starting area, which means he's hurt. Take him back, let him sit in his little thing. His values aren't anything to write home about, but what you need for him is you just need him to be able to attack. So, and it's a power action to do so. It's kind of just like Ultra Chase Collector. Ultra Chase Collector is really great at collecting folks, but he has to be in position, standing still. You can't use it with anything else unless you have TK, of course. The next person that we got is Kangaroo with the Gamma Gong. Now, I am so excited to play this piece because I just want to pull it off. I want to pull it off. I want to pull off his whole big gong thing. And oh, look at that. That's cool. This is cool. This is you talk about a D-list character that got made into Heroclix. The design shouts I was made a long time ago, but this is just cool. This is a cool sculpt. This looks like something that would have gotten made in the Star Trek series, like Heroclix. But Kangaroo has Injustice League, Pirate, Politician, and Ruler keywords, which are still good keywords. Ruler, and especially some Politician if you do it right. But he has the trait Gamma Gong, which gives him Pulse Wave. So his Pulse Wave is hold dial regardless of anything. When he uses it, he instead has the following range and effect depending on how many Gong tokens he has. If he has 0, the range is 4. After resolutions, give hit characters an action token and Kangaroo a Gong token. He has 1 Gong token, so you Pulse Wave once. Now he has a Gong token, so the next time you Pulse Wave, his range is 8, which is doubled. After resolutions, give hit characters 2 action tokens and a Gamma Gong. So not only do you get the Pulse Wave 1, but now you're fully tokened up, and that's amazing. Then once he has, and you give him a Gong token, so now he has 2, which is range 16, which means it's the whole map. Sweet, I love it. And then after resolutions, give hit characters 2 action tokens, remove all Gong tokens from Kangaroo, and hit characters have immobile until your next turn. Now, he is only 40 points. He only has ESD, so you're gonna have to keep him safe. You're gonna have to keep him safe. The good thing about it is it's called you do give hit characters an action token, so you got to be careful, like with any Pulse Wave character, to make sure that it is really mainly hitting the opposing characters and not hitting your characters, or you have characters that have Safeguard Pulse Wave. He also has on his back dial, he has Phase Teleport. When he uses it, roll 2d6 and replace speed value with the result. And in the middle of his dial, he has some perplex. When Kangaroo hits with a close attack after resolutions, he may unequip an equipment equipped to a hit character and then equip it to Kangaroo. Now, in the middle of his dial, he has some mind control, which I absolutely love, and some perplex. So you perplex up that attack, you hit somebody with mind control, I make you go do whatever you want, and now I unequip you and I may equip it. Yeah. You may unequip an equipment equipped to the hit character, then equip it to Kangaroo. I love that. And all that's for 40 points. Again, he's super squishy. The average person won't necessarily play him, but I'm not the average person. So I'm gonna play him because he good to me. I had to have him. Next, from our smaller characters, we have Space Ghost and Blip. Now, if you love Space Ghost the way that I do, and I know a lot of people do, then you already have the normal Space Ghost that we had got some years back. It's a staple in the game, and we love it as a whole. But this one is pretty much just the translucent version. If you watch the Space Ghost cartoon, you know he would go invisible sometimes, him and his team. So this Space Ghost, hold on, let's take out. Oh, look at that. I love a translucent figure. Give that all to me. Give me a translucent figure. We don't utilize the translucent figures enough, even to show like someone hitting or moving or running and stuff like that. I love absolutely all speedsters should have an essence of translucency to their sculpt to show that they're like moving, and it's kind of like a blur and you're kind of seeing maybe like an after image of them. I would love that. With that being the case, he, just like the old Space Ghost, has super senses traded. Opposing characters can't use improved targeting hindering. Opposing characters that can't use improved targeting hindering can't draw lines of fire to Space Ghost. So if you do not see through stealth, even if he is standing out there, just out there in the open, you cannot draw a line of fire to him, which is pretty daggone good. He also has another trait. It says the first time each turn Space Ghost is damaged by an attack, reduce the damage taken to 1. Whoa. So again, unless you hit him with Psychic Blast or something like that, or Exploit Weakness, he can reduce. He's like a Trigon Light, where he gets to reduce that first damage to 1, which is good, which means on that first click, I love a click that the first few clicks are the same, so you don't have to worry about being hit or maybe hitting a Mystic. It reminds me of back in the day when we had pushing damage. If the character had the same stats on the first and second click, you didn't care about pushing at all. And this is one of those guys. He has Outwit on his first 3 clicks, and his last 4 he has probability control. He does all the way through his dial have a special attack power that gives him energy explosion. When Space Ghost hits, choose one each. Give each hit character an action token, or knock back each hit character, or after resolutions, deal each hit character 1 damage. So depending on what you're doing, if you can, he has running shot to start and then sidestep for the rest of his dial. It's not bad. That's not a bad option. Just like the Kangaroo, giving damage and giving action tokens just slows the gameplay for your opponent, which could make you win a game. So next we have Blip, and again, getting characters we've never gotten before, just like Kangaroo. Getting characters we've never gotten in the game is amazing to me. You give me a variation like the Space Ghost, or you give me a character we've never got like the Blip, I absolutely love it. He's got the same first trait, that Inviso power that Space Ghost has, that gives him super senses, and opposing characters that can't use improve targeting hindering can't draw a line of fire to him, which is crazy. Then he has, for his full dial, he's got movement and he's got a speed power. The movement power is plasticity and sidestep. He does have a 18 combat reflexes, and he is tiny. And his damage power is perplex. When Blip uses it to target an opposing character until your next turn, that character has, when this character misses, destroy any equipment equipped to them. He's 30 points. Destroy any equipment equipped to him. So if you use normal Space Ghost and then perplex down somebody too, and then he perplexes down somebody one more, you are daring them to attack. You are daring them to attack. Oh, you cool? Hey man, I see you, Colossus. I hope you got good attack values, because if not, let's perplex all this down. Yes, yes, yes. I know that there are things to keep people from perplexing in the game, but every game ain't for a world championship or something like that, or at least I hope where you're playing it's not like that, so you can actually have some fun with these pieces. This is a very, very cool figure duo. I like it a lot. Last but not least, we got the Joker Zard, a piece none of us had on our bingo card. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but it worked out that way. If you've seen some of my videos before, I have all of the Jurassic League when you're walking down the steps, and now I'm about to switch where I have them standing on their Funko Pops, and now, or just the Justice League Funko Pops, they're standing. I wish they had Jurassic League Funko Pops, but they don't yet. But they're just standing on their human representation. So now I have to move the Joker one that's there and put the Joker Zard up, since he is here, and he does not disappoint. This character and figure look absolutely amazing. Come on, come on. That is a good looking. Hold on. Sorry for the SMR. Plastic. Come off. Okay. Hold on. They make sure that, like, if you were trying to shoplift this, you ain't going nowhere. Where are my clippers? Oh, I got scissors right here. Are y'all sharp enough? Y'all are sharp enough. Yay. Sorry about that, y'all. Look at that. That's nice. You got little stripes on them. This is like very much like the sandworm for Beetlejuice. Maybe this is part of a sculpt for a sandworm. Who knows? But this looks like a sandworm to me. That face, this side of the face looks like a daggone sandworm to me. But what a beautiful sculpt this is. This was on display at Origins, and every time I came to sign up for another BR, I just looked at it and picked it up and just was like, man, this is good. And a good sculpt makes me want to play it. So if you have not seen this card, that's okay, because he has Arkham Asylum, Gotham City, Underworld, Injustice League, Animal, and Past. So he can be part of Cap Quartet. Let's see why you would put him on that team. Traded, he has free damage one character, deal one damage to a character within 4 squares in line of fire. A character damaged this way modifies their attack -1 until your next turn. That trait is called Venom Spit, which is cool. It's like, oh, I spit you in the eye, and it's like, oh, it's like one of those dinosaurs from Jurassic Park that got Samuel Jackson up off the map. This is just a cool sculpt. This is a cool sculpt. So he has 18 clicks of life for just 200 points. Wow, that's a long dial, and it's got 3 stop clicks for 200 points, 18 clicks. Hypersonic to start for 3 clicks with 13 attack, 4 damage, 20 defense. Sweet Lord up above. Has on the stop click super senses and toughness. When this click is revealed, when this click is first revealed, heal Joker Zard 1 click. Stop playing. So the first time you hit him, you're probably not knocking him back, but the first time you hit him, after you hit him, he's just gonna heal back onto the click. Stop playing. That is so good. Got Precision Strike his first 4 clicks, then Blades, then on the stop click he's got Precision, then Blades for the rest of his dial. Got some charge, got some sidestep in there. He's got a damage power that says post combat expert and exploit weakness. So he's hypersonicking 14-5 for 200 points. 200 points, 14-5. And he gives space for friends at 200 points. He gives space for friends. Oh, this is such a fun figure. 11 squares of movement, which means just like Flash Raptor, he can get to the back of the map. Him already being able to move up 1 and then be able to hit from 3 away. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. What's up? Are you gonna come out your starting area? Because I'm coming all the way over there. That's amazing. 20 defense. Stop playing. With lanterns being a thing now, okay, I'm just gonna, I don't know. You can put a lantern to back him up and then give him whatever the lantern stuff is. Give him the lantern stuff to whatever it is. Oh my gosh. That's fun. You can give him, okay. I'm not gonna get into team building too much, but sweet Jesus, this is a fun figure, man. And with the heart-shaped herb being out there and all the different ways to heal being out there, you can still have say someone like Shuri out there, Black Panther out there, any of the Wakandans that can give Wakandan armor to someone like him. Can you imagine Shuri giving him Wakandan armor? So now he has a 21 defense. Oh, sweet Jesus, this is so fun. So this is definitely my favorite figure that from there. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to play him with some of the Jurassic League. Just playing with some of the Jurassic League. He's so good. I would always play him at 200 points. Unlike say someone like Super Sword, who I don't want to play at 100 points, I'm always playing him at 200 points. I would play him and Super Sword together and Flash Raptor and just run it. Let's do it. Let's just do it. That's fun. Anyway, so that is the figures. Just a quick rundown of how Origins went. Again, my friends and I, we drove all the way from New Jersey to Ohio the day before. We left on a Wednesday. We drove throughout the night. Got there. I had maybe had like an hour and a half of sleep total. I was very tired. We just dropped our stuff off, freshened ourselves up, and then went right to the convention center. Saw some, lovely faces and everything like that. I instantly went and signed up for Silver Age event, which is I brought my team and I won my first game. I lost my second game. Me and Jay Major had a really good match. Shout out to him. Third game, I played Daniel Powell. I'm up on points because the way my team was meant, I'm getting rid of all your objects and sidelines turn one. So I'm already up on points. His Spirit of Vengeance is up in my face. I TK or I incapacitate him with Spider-Man. I go KO his Felix Faust with my Arachnite. Great hit. I'm up good amount of points. What I do next end up messing me up. So that's strike one. Was I used that teleportation thing with Arachnite to port all the way over to where all of his support characters were. That was a bad move for a couple different reasons, but mainly it shouldn't have been as bad as it was, but it was a bad move. So what ended up happening is the fight continues. He used his Scott Porter to make a boot to attack me. What ended up happening is, look what I just said. He used his Scott Porter to make a boot construct. I got rid of all his stuff on turn one. We're on turn 3, I think right now, or turn 2. Maybe we're on turn 2 because he moved his Ghost Rider all the way up to me. We're on turn 2. So, okay, fine, good and dandy. Next thing you know, he hits me again with the boot because the boot hits me. It takes mystic damage. He hits me with another boot or something else. He hits me with something else. Maybe it was the flurry, the scissors. Maybe he hits me with the scissors. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, sweet Jesus, like this was a bad move for me. And then once the game is over, then I realized he should have never been able to do that because I got rid of all of his equipment turn 1. And having Arachnite there as an attacker and being able to just attack anything else that came my way would have been so amazing, but I didn't have it. And that was such a big goof for me. If I just would have did it a different way, I would have been okay, but I didn't. And it messed me up so bad. So I put an asterisk next to that loss. Daniel's a good player, so he played well, and I know he didn't mean to, but he definitely, everyone who played my team knew that your stuff was gone turn 1. that's what the goal of my team was, to get rid of your stuff turn one. So with that being the case, I started playing some BRs. Played, I think, maybe two or three BRs that same Thursday. Won them all. Great games were played. So next thing you know, come in on Friday. I'm rested now, and I didn't want to do the team event, so I said, okay, well, let's just, I'm gonna BR it up all day. Anyone who's played against me at any of these big events and stuff knows that I just come to play BRs because I think it's one of my favorite ways to play this game. Sealed is my favorite way to play this game. To me, it shows one of the top levels of skill, since you have to open up a booster and you don't know what's in the booster, and even if you have a good booster, you can only get one thing out of the booster, and then you got to play against 15 other figures that are trying to not only defeat you but also defeat everyone else. So yeah, with that being the case, that day I played in all the BRs. I won all but one. Oh yeah, one or two. I think I had won all. No, I had won all of them. Yeah, or except for one. I won all but one. So I'm on a high, and everyone's like, "Oh, Antonio, are you playing tomorrow? You're gonna play in 300 modern?" I have my 300 modern team with me, ready to go. As a matter of fact, I had borrowed a piece I borrowed a character from somebody that was there so that I could play in 300 modern. They brought it for me, gave it to me, and then what I told myself, if I was going to play in 300 modern, it would depend on what my standings were for the Battle Royale Championship, because it's called, if I was in first place or tied for first, then what would end up happening was I wouldn't play in the 300 modern. But if I wasn't, then I would just give it a shot. But why not just take the last little bit and keep playing so that you can have a chance at being the Battle Royale Championship, versus I probably wasn't gonna win. Even if I make top cut in the modern, it's a good chance I might not have won. I didn't have a lot of reps with my team, and that's on me. But also BRs are very fun, a fun way to play. So with that being the case, I saw that I came in that day, my name was at the top of the list, and I said, okay, well, I guess I'm playing some BRs today. Played all my BRs. I won all but, I think, two. Yeah, won all of them but except two. I played 3 BRs that day on that Saturday, where there was a chase. There was a chase Freya, chase Tony, and a chase Juggernaut, which I thought I was going to lose that one because the Juggernaut player, Joel, good player, he had Juggernaut and Quicksilver, and he just was taking stuff. He would knock everybody around and then follow up with Quicksilver, and it was just such a nasty combo. But I'd squeeze out the victory on that too. Whenever he would miss, again, you got to use your team correctly, especially based around what everyone else necessarily has. And I don't think anyone even attacked the Juggernaut more than one time, because nobody was going to waste it on a 20 defense. Nobody was just going to waste that. Your attacks are so valuable, and in BRs, you don't want to just waste them just trying to get a hit where somebody can have a 50-50 chance of just rolling out of it. Anyway, so I won all 3 of those matches that had chases in it. So now I got 3 chases that I didn't have. So I'm happy about those, because those are chases. I didn't buy any of Smash and Destroy, because I knew I was going to do some BRs, and I had some other people with me that were also doing BRs. So I know we would accumulate all the different figures and stuff. And my homeboy Arrow, he had already a CUR. So we just had a checklist that was like, if you see this figure, just grab it, just grab it, just grab it. So I end up with a full CUR SR. Shout out to Clay Wood for giving my girl a Abomination Prime, and everyone else that made sure, like, oh, you need this figure, that gave it to us. Just this community is amazing. Sunday comes around, there's only 3 BRs. Now, thing I forgot to mention is there are the other 3 people that are in the top 4 besides myself. They played a total of 3 more BRs than I have. A total of 3 more. And on Saturday, they canceled the last BR that I had already signed up for. That was at 6 o'clock or 6:30. They canceled it. So while the other top players are playing, they're like, you can't play. And I'm like, yo, they just canceled it. They're like, oh no, Tony, no. Shout out to Luke. Luke's came in second place. Really good guy. I would butcher his last name, but Luke is just such a good guy. He took time off just to walk around the convention center with his daughter. He's talking about how it's a tradition that they do and everything like that. So shout out to him. So many good people in the community. I could just list off all the people that I were playing with. It was just a fun time overall, even when you're playing in a more like competitive way. And so I have three BRs to play that day. So I got to make sure that I win every last one of them. I win the first one, okay? I come in second place the second one. Here's the thing, I go into the third one like, oh, I gotta win this one. I gotta win this one. Next thing you know, I find out that the other two guys that were right behind me point wise, one of them came in fourth, which was Luke, and Chris came in, or no, Mark. Mark came in third. So I came in second, so I still had more points than both of them. So what ends up happening was I was in a 3-man pod, and the way that the points worked, no matter what, if I came in third, I still was going to get 2 points, which would have put me at least 1 point above the other people. So no matter how I finished, I was going to win. So that was a great way to like go into that, just taking the pressure off. And I ended up playing one of the nicest guys, a guy named Brandon Hogan. Such a cool guy. We did a nice little exchange of goods. I gave him an LE. He gave me some other goods in return for that LE. It was just a good time. Every time I go to one of these big events, I end up meeting people that someone gives me a kind word and I get to roll some dice with some folks. And then I end up making a new friend, a new acquaintance and stuff like that I look forward to seeing. Shout out to WizKids for making the Battle Royale a better environment than what it was. They did that by, if you've been playing as long as I have, you know that WizKids used to make it so that they only put one LE and then like scraps sometimes but it was mainly one LE. And then if you don't pull anything well in your pod, now you just got rares and stuff that most people probably already had if they bought into the set. So it really was super competitive. From what I mean, people were really trying to vie for every single point. But shout out to WizKids for taking some of the pressure off by giving us not one, not two, not three, but 4 LEs for every pod. 4 LEs for every pod. So I know I posted my picture of all my winnings and stuff like that. Somebody else who came in 4th place could have posted that same type of picture almost by just LEs, having the same amount of LEs if they played and all the same amount of BRs that I did. And I think that's a great thing that WizKids made it so these LEs that they know that we want, they know that a lot of us sell them and stuff like that. They gave us access to having a ton of them. So I'm so thankful that WizKids did that. And I'm so thankful that they are starting to give sealed play the reverence that it needs. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea because some people just don't like it. They want to build their team. They don't like the chance of it and everything like that. But even WizKids went a step further and made sure that they nerfed the Destroyer Prime to make it so that even if you pulled him, yeah, you could still play him, but you couldn't play him at his full points, which almost guaranteed a victory anytime you had him, not only in BRs, but also in the sealed team events, which is chef's kiss because you realize that this piece is just wiping everything. It's the same thing as Dark Side and Supercharged Seal for Massive Time. Dark Side plus help just means you win. And that's to me, that's very, it's a deterrent for players like myself because it's called if I don't pull it, then I have no real chance at winning more than likely. And then it's called, if I do, it's a super uphill battle, which I'm down for, but there's better ways to have my time in Heroclix, and I enjoy that WizKids definitely made it so that they recognized he was a problem from Adepticon, and then they saw, or it might have been Heroclix for Huntington. Yeah, Heroclix for Huntington. They saw that he was a problem, and they fixed it for this so that people could have a good time. There were 2 that I saw pulled, and I think one of the ones that I came in second place in, it was played, Destroyer Prime was played in that environment, and the person that KO'd him got the win. So again, shout out to WizKids for making sealed events something that you could play these BRs. There are certain people that just show up to play BRs. They just want to play BRs. And I think that's amazing. this game costs so much money in general. One piece, somebody can say, oh, one Kevin cost you $200-300 when he first dropped, $400 when he first dropped, even more sometimes. I've seen figures go for $500. So it's great to see WizKids give some reverence to a format of the game that does cost a lot of money, but it's worth every penny. Not only for the championship rights to say I am a champion multiple times in the history books of Heroclix, but also just to say, like, here's something else that you can possibly look. You don't want to play the same meta stuff all the time or against it all, like for a whole day or throughout the weekend. Just sit down and play some BRs and have a good time, and we'll just keep track. And if you do well enough, you also get a championship. So shout out to WizKids for that, and shout out to everyone who actually also competed. Again, Luke, Mark, Ricardo, that was the top four. Ricardo was the Adepticon champion. He was the first Battle Royale champion, so shout out to him. He plays well, and he likes to just BR it up. That's it. So shout out to all my BR players, and all my sealed lovers. Like, when you talk to people, you find out that people love sealed play. It's not just the constructed stuff. And again, shout out to constructed play. I was talking to Logan. I'm going to butcher his name, Prignano, that won Adepticon with his collector team. Him and his dad, he were there, good people, and they were like, sealed ain't my thing. And I was like, I understand, I get it 100%. I love constructed as much as the next person, but sealed to me shows so much of all the elements of the game, which is some skill with building your team, some luck, or building and navigating your team, luck with your pulls, and especially in the BR, like the strategy of who to attack, because some people think, oh, I just got to attack this person that's close to me. No, that's not always the answer. It's just not. And if you pull a team that's not so hot, how do you defend yourself? How do you get around to the point where you can score any points at all? That stuff takes skill. It really does. It just does. And it takes some luck too. So again, that was my experience from Origins for Nationals. So I, again, wound up the Battle Royale National Champion for 2025. I'm super excited. I probably won't try for it again because it is long. It is usually I play maybe 3 BRs in a day, but at that time I had to play all of them because, again, even if I do better than somebody, they could come up on me just by playing. You could still potentially just get more points than me. So I enjoyed the thrill of the chase and the thrill of the hunt, and it still was fun. And everyone around me still was having fun. Me and Luke were sitting there joking, and while we still were watching other people play, while we were waiting for our next BR to start up, we were just laughing and joking and having a good time. This community is so much fun. So many cool people that I get to see maybe once or twice a year, sometimes even more. So shout out to each and every last one of you. Again, everyone that came and shook my hand, everyone that came and said hello. Hopefully I will see you at Worlds. If not, I will see you at the next big event. As always, it's your super sketch artist, Antonio. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Go be super.